Good evening, family. This is Reggie Smith coming to you live from my home office here. And it is Monday evening. What is today? May 18th. And I have just come from the monthly Civic Association meeting, and I told my daycare director, Marie, that I was going to try and leave without saying anything to get myself in trouble. But I just had to say something because of the tone of the meeting. It was just so, to me, just so helpless and feckless and, depressing. Talking about, well, there was one good thing. We did have Brother Rashad Drakeford, a young man that just graduated from Hampton University down in Virginia. I just had a niece that graduated from there also. And he's going to be working with President Obama, and he is one of the success stories in the neighborhood, and he does need to be acknowledged. So we're going to say big up to Rashad Drakeford, job well done, especially his parents and his church family and the whole community. That was definitely an instance of the community raising up a child and them doing good. Very much in the same footsteps of our current, Attorney General, Eric Holder, another resident of East Elmhurst here. We have a lot of people that have come up through the ranks and have accomplished big things. Like somebody who I grew up with, Omar Minaya, who's now the general manager of the Mets. He's a Corona boy that grew up on 99th Street, right off of 37th Avenue. And my own brother, who is a retired colonel from the Air Force, who has done big things. He's flown jet planes, participated in very important missions, and still continues to do big things. But the world that we're living in now has changed very drastically, and the meeting was a lot of stories about the new venues in the community like City Field and the hotels, and continuing stories of none of our locals, especially our young people, getting any of these positions. And we continue to go around seeing what kind of jobs we can scrape up, while it seems as if we never, or we don't explore the opportunities that abound today with the internet. The author Thomas Friedman, the New York Times award, critically acclaimed author, wrote the book "The World Is Flat," talking about how the playing field has been leveled for the rest of the world that allows them to participate in the capitalist system. And excuse me, all too often what has happened is that companies have gone to where they can get their goods produced at the cheapest, most efficient levels. As they say, capitalism is going to try and find the most efficient ways for capital to work itself, and too often that means us black folks have been downsized and productivity increased out of jobs, and we've been the victims if we continue to look at the world from the 20th century point of view. And I think that that is the world too many of our leaders are still stuck in, and they are still looking to utilize 20th century solutions in a 21st century world. There are many vehicles now that if we simply explore them, we have the opportunity to support one another and to do business with one another and flourish with one another if we just saw the opportunity, if we just took the time to take off the blinders that we have on our eyes. We are stuck inside the prison of yesterday, just wanting to hold on to those ideas that we grew up with and knew and loved. But the world has changed. And in many cases, if we open ourselves up to the opportunities that are out there, if we just simply weigh them logically with sound reasoning, with the education that God and these public schools supposedly have given us, we can see that there are opportunities. But the thing is, too many of us, we just relegate ourselves to complacency. We just go along to get along. We just follow along with the crowd. As they say, the opposite of courage is not cowardice, it's complacency. Just doing the same old thing and expecting to get a different result while it seems like the results are getting worse and worse. The daycare center crisis was discussed at the meeting, how we at the Jerome Hardeman Center, of which I am the chairman, we've already been slated to lose one whole classroom full of students, 20 students, 4 full-time positions within on our staff. People who any day now, we may have to let them go. But that is the reality of life. And all of those companies that were the models of the 20th century economy, if it weren't for government bailouts, businesses like GM, Chrysler, AIG, Citibank, Bank of America, these companies would be out of business if it weren't for government bailouts. So we have to adapt with the times. We have to see what the reality is. And I have a saying, there are 3 types of people in the world. People who make things happen, people who watch things happen and then react accordingly. Then those people, too often they're us. After everything has happened, we say, what happened? Let's stop being the victims of circumstances. Let's control our own destiny. That's why you will continue to hear me put out opportunities like the Black Business Builders Club. At the meeting, it seems as if, I was given the response by the borough president. I'm not trying to disrespect her in any way, but we're not everybody's ready to start a business, which is true. A lot of people aren't, but then by continuing to have the employee mindset and not exploring the possibilities that are out there and not educating yourself so that you can be a competitive person in today's economy, we just want to stick with the same attitude of the past and not really adapt to the times. And those of us who are not willing to adapt will get rolled over. So it's my call, my clarion call to my neighbors, that we have to adapt. We have to, as they would say out on the streets, we have to step our game up. Okay, we have to do things that we may have never thought that we would have to do. But one of the most satisfying experiences in life is to be able to overcome obstacles that may have seemed great at one point in time, but once you've conquered them, it gives you the confidence to pursue other frontiers, other barriers that may have seemed like major obstacles before. But just as I heard someone say this past weekend, the only reason why you may see an obstacle is that you've taken your eyes off of your goal. Okay, so I'm putting out the Black Business Builders Club as a viable option. We're talking $14 a month for the opportunity at financial independence. You don't have to believe me. Do the research for yourself. I've provided you guys with all the references. You see my emails. You see it's like I'm sending out commercials. This is the Reggie Network. I'm trying to take the place of NBC, Fox, and all the rest of them and give you some positive information out here so that you can use. Anyway, my time is getting ready to run out. I'd like to thank you for listening to me, and I'm signing out. Later.